Welcome back to part 2 of our Q&A. Awesome, let's get started. Dave, this one I think is good for you. How to get into free flight, because they're in the UK.
Ooh, well, regardless of how you do it, I think it's critical to have a mentor with a decent amount of experience. It is something that is best in person, but our team is willing to go to the UK as well, so we could always start online.
Fly us to the UK is the answer.
We've done that in a few different countries. Most notably was the one with Luke in Australia, and he was the one, if you watch his video, he's in a wheelchair, and he calls me up, he goes for like an hour, he's like, I want a free fly, and I'm like, cool. And he's real quick at the end, he's like, oh, just so you know, I am in a wheelchair, one arm doesn't go all the way up, the other one, like all these list of issues, and he's like, all right, cool, when do we start? And I'm like, give me 24 hours to find your unfair advantage, and I was able to, kind of piece that together in a way where he actually kind of is at a bigger advantage because of being in a wheelchair. And so I got to fly down to Australia right before COVID and work with him in person and graduate as macaw who got chased by some wild galahs. That was actually pretty funny. So that's a good video to go watch if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, definitely contact us. We teach people all over the world. How can I help a bird that is afraid of the target stick and the sound of the clicker? So I will say with the clicker specifically, you don't have to use a clicker. You can use a word, you could use a whistle, you could use a click of your tongue, whatever works. You do not have to use a clicker. You can also muffle the sound of the clicker by putting it into your pocket and eventually being able to phase the clicker back in once your bird is less afraid. And then as far as a bird that is afraid of the target stick, do you want to give a tip?
I'm guessing it might be a cockatiel. Does it say what kind?
It doesn't say.
There's certain birds that'll definitely be like afraid of it. We have a target training course that might actually help you. It's pretty detailed with like all the different ways to get your bird to target train so that you can start to create that relationship and clear communication with your bird. But it doesn't have to be a chopstick. It could be anything your bird isn't afraid of. And the idea is you're getting your bird to just touch an item or a target. And so chopsticks like the quick and easiest one, but I worked with a bird who was very aggressive with sticks, and I ended up putting a tennis ball in the end. And she was like way more mellow with the tennis ball, and she would target the tennis ball. So there's lots of different things you can do, but I think what I want to make sure I say is if your bird's afraid of the clicker, recognize that the click is a bridge, or it marks the exact moment your bird did what you want it to do. And so the timing of the clicker is really important, that you're capturing like a picture of that exact moment you want to see again. So with touching a stick, it's the instant that bird's beak touches the stick, not before, not after. And so what you can do is pick a word and in a certain tone. If you don't want to use a clicker, you can just use good, like real quick, good. And I would suggest it in a tone that you don't normally do if you're not training, so you're not accidentally telling your bird, good bird, when it's not actually being a good bird.
If you could avoid one bird mistake, what would it be?
Overtraining. When I was really young and just getting into this, I would have like 30-minute sessions with a cockatoo. And my cockatoo learned pretty early on that like the faster he shut down, the quicker the whole thing ended. And so it kind of made him not want to train. That was a hard lesson to learn because I didn't understand what was happening yet. It was a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah. What about you, kiddo? I don't know. Encouraging heightened behavior?
What about you?
Said Prim. Oh gosh, something that I wish I would avoid.
This chair keeps turning.
Maybe it's because you're wiggling.
You're really fidgety.
And reinforced.
Accidental reinforcement? I don't know. I can't think of one. What's something that you see that I fall into?
That's calling me. I'll be right back.
Don't worry.
I don't know. People. You avoid people.
Why should I not? Is that what you're saying?
I think that would be the biggest bird training mistake, is that you only work with the bird and prefer not to work with the people. And so the message, you can't like train a bird and then hand it off to the person without that person having training. So which obviously is not your goal, but
They can watch videos.
yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know that I'm going to work on that. What are your favorite and least favorite species of birds and why?
Oof.
I think my favorite is tied between a blue throat and budgies. Like if I'm going for a larger bird, it's blue throats. I just love the species. But freaking heck, man, that budgie energy is the best thing of my life.
It's pretty great. I would say I love African greys, but I would say
You didn't say that. You said you love Cressy.
I do love Cressy. I think I'd have to go with macaws being my favorite. Was that the question? What was the favorite?
Yeah, what species is your favorite and least favorite? We didn't go through least favorite yet.
Yeah,
Favorite.
I would say macaws, only because I find them really easy to read. Hello. They're as safe as it can be outdoors flying, and if you have to recover in the early stages, they're loud and you can come on in. They're loud and big enough that it's easy and relatively safe to fly them. So yeah, I'd say that.
What's your favorite species of bird? That's the question.
no,
No, only one.
no, there's way more than one. Parrotlets, budgies.
Parrot, what's your favorite?
Yeah, blue.
Blue is your favorite.
Parrotlets, budgies, cockatoos.
And time.
Macaws didn't even make our list. Oh
No,
my
because we
gosh,
have too many blue throats.
Don't know how to feel. Least favorite species.
Ooh, I know.
What's your least favorite?
Mean parrotlets.
Your favorite and your least favorite is literally the same.
Maybe conures because they're so loud. But specifically sun conures because they're so loud.
Specifically our sun conures, apparently. God.
They're so loud.
They're really loud.
I think my least favorite, oh man, you guys are going to hate me for this. You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
Cockatiels.
I feel like everybody's already said it like 500 times before you got to say it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Cockatiels in America specifically. I've been scolded enough by you haters out there to not elaborate anymore. Defend your birds.
I don't think that I have necessarily a least favorite, but I think it comes down to the noises they make that I really don't prefer. I would still work with more Indian ringnecks, but the Indian ringneck
That's funny.
scream
That was on my list in my head too.
really difficult for me to handle. It like I think we all have those noises that bother us and put us in a mood. That noise does it for me.
The hyacinth honk can get there for me
Ooh,
too.
that's
What
pretty
about
obnoxious.
lorikeets?
Lorikeets are
No,
fun.
lorikeets are great.
Lorikeets ate your earring.
Well, yeah, one did eat
That's
my
not.
ear.
I think lorikeets are really cool though.
They're pretty.
They are.
They're pretty cool.
Ha ha ha.
Capri, how is cute little Prim such a fluffy, puffy little parrotlet? My parrotlet seems so skinny and eats anything.
This
Prim does eat anything.
the fingers,
Um,
faces.
Anything that you have on you or yourself, she'll eat. So yeah. I don't know. What was the question exactly?
How is she
How is
such
she
a
so
fluffy, puffy parrotlet?
I don't know.
How'd you get such a fluffy puffy?
She eats a lot. The fingers, faces.
Yeah, you just have to get them to eat your fingers, face,
Oh my god.
lip.
High protein.
Speaking of which, in your experience, what kind of bird is the most loyal?
Yes, you can.
Geese.
Messerton's not actually loyal. She, she loves on Dad, but then
She
when she
looks
flies
loyal.
in the field, she chooses me. It hurts his feelings.
I would say a goose.
Oh, geese are very loyal.
Hmm.
I thought we were talking about parrots.
We
here.
are supposed to be. I
We
think
are.
Barry was loyal.
That's what I was thinking.
She's my very best friend.
And Mo's kind of like
Ooh,
berry
Mo's-
vibes.
Mo's loyal.
But if you're not there, then she's like, she'll come entertain cuddling with me, which she doesn't if Jamie's here. So
Yeah, Mo and Barry.
yeah,
Prim cuddles you.
Prim cuddled my lip with her beak. Doesn't count.
No, I'm talking about at the hotel. She was on you.
Yeah.
She is being so sweet.
Would you support a 5-year breeding ban on all animals with exclusions for endangered species? Like just stop breeding for 5 years. I think I would need more information.
Yeah, I would need more information. I think the message behind the question we'd be in alignment with, but I think there's another way to get there that wouldn't be so heavily regulated. And what I would like is that breeders would have to do mandatory tests on their birds for certain diseases that get passed down through breeding, and not allow them to do that. And like a little more ethical breeding, I think, is important. But yeah,
Like
I think
submitting things for just like, yep, everything looks good versus just free for all in the
versus free
backyard.
for all. Yeah, I think that if I'm understanding probably the thought behind the question is like there's too many birds and they're going to too many sanctuaries, and I think a lot of that's like the problem that we've been reverse domesticating them because the bad birds get put into breeding programs versus like if you're domesticating it. There's a great story about a silver fox. There's a Russian guy for 40 years. He worked at a fox farm and he started to experiment with breeding the ones that had the best traits. And over 40 years, he saw like physically they had a different appearance, and you could start to understand how domestication happened. And we're doing the opposite, and so we're ending up with too many birds that are getting the bad traits versus breeding the good ones. So I think we're like kind of thinking the same thing, but I don't know.
There might be other.
I don't know that a 5-year
paths to
ban
take.
is necessarily the answer, but
It would
it's
definitely
it's a
be
deep
a
question.
discussion.
Yeah.
This person said, "Can you help me train my birds, please?"
Yes.
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 My cockatoo galah is now 5 years old. I had him since he was 6 months old, and lately I've been busy with my work and my wedding, and I thought if it's okay to bring him a mate, but I'm kind of afraid he will accept her or not, or if it's going to be dangerous for both of them. By the way, he's really attached to me and will not accept to be held from anyone else. Can you please tell me what I should do? I would say before getting another bird, since it seems like right now you're struggling with time with your current bird, would be to socialize your current birds so that you have more options of what your bird's entertainment daily can look like. Like, can it go with a friend or a caretaker, or, you know, I've been looking into, ever since we got a puppy, doggy daycare and doggy field trips, and there's all these different things that are available for dogs. And I would kind of look at that with your cockatoo of how you can convince him to be more bird-like and less mate bonded to you, and that will make him more likely to self-entertain, and so the guilt should subside a little bit. But just providing him a lot more enrichment, outdoor aviary time, things like that, like upping his quality of life before investing in another life to have to give that to, would be my thought. My bird will step up with 1 foot. How can I get him to step up all the way with both feet? We have videos on this.
Is it an African gray?
I'm going to link the videos to this because this is like, that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Where did the little girl in this photo go?
What photo?
The photo I posted asking if they wanted to ask us questions. Who's like almost the same size as me.
We still have her. We've kept her alive for 12 years.
It's still going strong.
Wait, how many days is that?
I don't know.
Hey Siri, how many days has it been since April 9th, 2013?
It was 4,445 days ago.
4,445 days ago. Wait, no. 4,445 days have been
We're
alive.
putting her back in school. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. Like,
No.
summer hasn't been this long. When doing your magic show, have your birds ever pooped on anyone?
Yes, so we actually had, it rarely happens, but we worked at a theme park doing 3 shows a day. And so I had shirts made. I went to Parrot Effects and all I got was this bird shirt, but the R was covered in a little bit of poop. You can fill in the blank there. And then we put a little like fake poop on the back. And so my thought was that over the course of the summer, birds, they're flying all over the place. Like they were going to poop on people and they would complain. So I had, a good amount of t-shirts made so we could give them a clean shirt to wear for the rest of the day at the park. And as an apology, it only happened once, but we actually had a bird poop bingo backstage. So we all at the beginning of the year drew tic-tac-toe boards and we put like doves and then each of the individual birds' names. And anytime somebody got pooped on, we were going to cross it off, but we didn't end up having it happen. So
Chrissy was the only one.
yeah, she found somebody and didn't want to get off his shoulder.
Yeah. Any news on the new bird carrier being released? Yes, we have released a new bird carrier. It is our medium-sized track pack. We're so excited. If you guys are confused about it, it's because it is still on our website as the tiny track pack, which is like our size small basically, and you can choose your variant. So then you can go and choose the medium under the same product. So because our track packs are becoming kind of a product line, you can choose which size you want. So if you find the small track pack, you will see the medium track pack, and we're really excited about it. Food variations. My yellow-headed Amazon hardly eats parrot food. I will say for that, I'm going to direct you over to our diet conversion course because we like to do abundance feeding, and it gives the birds a lot of variety and a lot of options, and we'll get you to your end goal of them eating healthy, whatever that looks like for your Amazon. If all three of you shrunk down to the size of a peanut, which flock member would let you ride on its back while they flew, and which one would eat you all immediately?
That is.
That's what I'm saying.
That seems like a chemically induced question.
I think if I'm a peanut, the only ones not eating me are Prim because she doesn't like peanuts,
Mo.
and Monet.
But a peanut's too big to go on their backs.
If I shrunk down to a peanut, I'd want to be on Comet's back. There'd be no flying, but he would probably not realize it's on his back. So I'd be there for a long time. How do you feel about that?
I'm not going to
agree.
express how I feel about that.
Wait, I gotta read.
But am I wrong?
We would all be eaten.
Prim would just destroy it, just knowing it's a.
Yeah,
us.
Prim would just destroy it. Capri, that's you?
I don't even like peanuts.
Will we ever get to see Dave give Jamie treats in front of Cressy to teach her a new trick? Cressy, that is, not Jamie.
What?
What? I love how all the psycho comments are at the end. I mean, the really creative ones.
Yes, you'll see me give Jamie and Cressy treats
What about me?
In front of each other.
in front of each other.
My Gray loves carrots. I feed your seasonal recipes, which she loves. During most afternoons, I give her a slice of raw carrot to munch on. Is it okay to give her that every day, or can that develop into a health issue? I think that's totally fine.
Seems fine.
Ooh, last one.
Oh gosh.
Biggest,
As long as you wash the carrots. I think that's important.
Oh, that one's.
biggest red flag in a bird trainer.
Oh, geez.
I have my answer already.
I can't say my answers.
What's yours? You want to start?
No, I'll let you start.
I would say ego is the biggest red flag.
Thank you. You took all of my thoughts and put it into one word. Yeah, ego.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Like, what would you see somebody do if they were just like, hey, I'm a professional bird trainer, and if you saw them do this one thing, like, what would that red flag be where you're just like, I don't know that I would?
Tie a string to their foot.
Let her answer.
No, I was thinking of another scenario. That was ego too, though.
Maybe hurt the bird? I don't know.
It's fair.
Yeah, it's a great one. Yeah, it'd be a great red flag.
These are good questions.
Yeah, great questions, guys. If you guys want to see us do more Q&A videos like this one, please let us know in the comments.
We should see which is our. We should pretend. No, I can't talk.
I'm
we
really.
should say which our
going well.
favorite question was.
What was your favorite question?
That peanut one.
That was a great
I think you just wanted to say that. Anyways, we will see you guys next time. Let us know in the comments below if you want to see more Q&A videos like this one. Parrots are the third most popular pet in the entire world, yet the #1 most rehomed. If you're interested in learning how to help us in our mission of saving parrots one person at a time, consider joining us on Patreon, where you will get instant access to chatting with us live each and every month, asking us your unique questions, being part of the creation of our newest products and courses, and much more exclusive perks and content.